Good news was to follow as Charlie Nicholas, one of the glamour boys on the pitch, was axed to the ground. A chauffeur-driven limousine with its own police escort was carrying Stewart back towards LA.
How do you feel when you're watching them?
Makes me proud. They played some good football tonight. They really played some good football.
But sadly for Charlie Nicholas, his ankle injury means it's very unlikely he'll be playing any more football for the rest of this World Cup. Terry Lloyd, News at 10, Mexico.
Golf. An unknown American, Rick Hartman, had a 66 to lead the field after the first day of the Dunlop Masters at Woburn. Seve Ballesteros was second with a 67, and Bernard Langer and Christy O'Connor were one stroke behind. Manuel Pinero, the Spanish Ryder Cup player, was disqualified from the tournament for treading down a clump of grass before playing a shot which is not allowed.
In golf, you're never too good to be taught a lesson. Seve Ballesteros has had problems over the winter. By his standards, his game had gone to pieces. The worst problem was his putting. Yesterday, Seve had a lesson and was told to change his stance. Today, the Spaniard did as he was told and came back with a faultless round. It left him 5 under par, tucked in behind the leader. There was a little luck along the way, but at least the putting was back on form. Sandy Lyle's problems are more serious. With just weeks to go to the Open, the defending champion is facing a crisis. After a remarkable outward 9, completed in just 29 strokes, the second half was a shambles. Now he's talking of changing his grip, but time is short. Rick Hartman's the new name at the top of the leaderboard, but with Seve just behind him, his fame may be short-lived. Peter Staunton, ITN Sport, Woburn.
And the main news again. A High Court judge has made a new court order for the hippie convoy to leave the New Forest, but has appealed for them to be given a week's grace. 2 youths have been jailed for 5 years for the part they played in the Tottenham riots. The Deputy Chief Constable of Greater Manchester, Mr. John Stalker, who's on leave, is to be replaced as chairman of an inquiry into the RUC. And British home stores are giving up selling food. 2,000 jobs will be lost.
And that's the news from us tonight. See you tomorrow. Good night.
After the Thames News headlines, the British television premiere of Blade Runner.
Well, she got her daddy's car and she cruised through the Hammers now. Seems she forgot all about the library like she told her old man now. And with the radio blasting, goes cruising just as fast as she can now. And she'll have fun till her daddy takes the cheaper away.
The new Fiesta 1.4S has a little more go. There's a new 1.4 engine for extra punch, wider wheels and upgraded suspension, a stereo cassette player and radio, sports instrumentation, and an altogether neater look. The new Fiesta 1.4S, more fun from Ford.
What are we supposed to make of the government? One paper will always attack it, and another will always defend it. To get a fair view, you have to ask someone with no axe to grind.
Maybe you won't believe it, but in houses built today, will you check it out? You could find out heat electric is the cheapest way. With our price electricity, slip-line heaters can really pay. Cause if you homes by the thousand, heat electric is the cheapest way. If you homes by the thousand, heat electric is the cheapest way.
Try real dairy taste with only half the fat of butter or margarine. Isn't it about time you enjoyed delight?
Good evening. Reports on a controversial North London tower block built in the 1960s claims it's still unsafe despite a £1 million renovation bill. Architect Sam Webb says the Hawkridge block doesn't meet new safety standards. Tenants who commissioned his report meet Camden Council next week to demand action. The council say the block is safe. Firefighters are trying to bring a blaze on Heathland in Surrey under control. 6 crews are expected to spend most of the night at Tilford Common near Elstead to try to prevent the fire spreading. It's already destroyed a square mile of heath. Detectives now believe 2 teenage girls may have been murdered by the same person. Marty Tamboza was found raped and strangled near her home at Horsley in Surrey in April. Alison Day's body was found in the River Lee after disappearing in Hackney last December. 7 men were jailed today for between 3 and 12 years after being convicted of kidnapping an 11-year-old boy at Windsor. Dylan Abiwardine, a hotelier's son, was held for a £100,000 ransom. The gang threatened to cut his finger off. He was released unharmed and the ransom wasn't paid. The Bishop of the Hackney Pentecostal Church has elected trial on charges of stealing £1,000 from Hackney's Christian Community Centre. Samuel Douglas was also charged with forgery. A woman who stabbed her 2 granddaughters is being sent to a psychiatric hospital after admitting manslaughter. Gloria Stevens killed the girls while they were staying at her home in Harlesden. The court accepted a plea of not guilty to murder after hearing she was seriously disturbed. A 17-year-old has been sentenced to 7 months youth custody after admitting driving away 2 double-decker buses. The court heard that Leslie Mears had had an urge to drive buses after trying one at a London Transport Open Day. An American jazz show at the Hammersmith Odeon has been cancelled because one of the bands fears terrorist attacks. Nearly 7,000 disappointed fans will get refunds after the top act, Jazz Explosion, pulled out. Football. Speculation that Chelsea may have to move in with their neighbours Fulham at Craven Cottage has been dispelled by Chelsea chairman Ken Bates. He said the move would be legally impossible. Last month, Chelsea's landlord, Marler Estate, said it would buy Craven Cottage. It led to speculation that Chelsea would move there because there was planning permission for Stamford Bridge. Thames weather tonight, dry and cold. Tomorrow starting dry, but then cloudy with showers, especially east of London. Cold at 14 degrees Celsius, 57 Fahrenheit. That's all for now. More Thames news tomorrow. Now our late film, Blade Runner.
London Game 2 is coming. Thousands of pounds must be spent in famous Regent Street stores. Free game cards from your London Standard vendor or newsagent next week.
You could have a bumper car bumping. There's amusement never ends. I wanna be the Sledgehammer.
The new album from Peter Gabriel, So. Cassette and compact disc include an extra track, and they're available now at Virgin.
At a Spud U Like restaurant, there's something for everyone. A tasty baked potato with a choice of delicious fillings. Sausage and beans, chili con carne, chicken curry, cottage cheese, sour cream.
There you go. Now let's put that together.
I can't do that.
Rolls-Royce Motors say you can do it.
Like ratchet on that one.
Shell say you can.
GEC say you can do it.
British Aerospace say you can do it.
Steel say you can do it.
ICI say you can do it. Austin
Plessy
Rover
say you can do it.
Say you can do it.
There are over 100,000 companies taking part in the new 2-year YTS. They'll show you what to do and how you can do it.
I can't do that. Can I?
Wimpy say you can do it. Swan National say you can do it.
Swatch.
Swatch.
Always different, always new. Fashionable.
Swatch. Swatch. Swatch.
Water resistant. Shock resistant.
Swatch.
Swiss made. Swatch, the new wave in Swiss watches.
Do you have hopes of starting a business of your own? Now's the time to do it. This year,
Nat West are looking for 80,000 new business accounts, offering long-term support to over 1,500 new businesses a week, or one every 2 minutes. If the time has come to get your new business underway, you know who to talk to first. Whatever your money needs, Nat West, the Action Bank.
The refreshing tang of pineapple and citrus juices. Cool, refreshing island blends from Del Monte.
I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. With Scotch's lifetime guarantee. Tape what you want both night and day. Then re-record, not fade away. Re-record, not fade away. Re-record, not fade away.
Every recording as good as the first, or we'll give you a new tape. You can watch Scotch forever.
Re-record, not fade away.
I'm gonna love you madly. I'll gladly be there like a puppet on a string.
When a newspaper doesn't have a proprietor, it can dance to its own tune.